Here's a crazy story from when I was single about how being unreactive gets you the result in the end, in the dating world, and also with your ex. So when I was single, I used to randomly friend request all these girls on Facebook, and I would use the people you may know algorithm to discover new girls in the area because as you check out people's profiles, the algorithm will suggest other people to you. You can just go and friend request them. So I did this, and I send a little video opener as I always do, and the girl FaceTimes me. She immediately starts stripping. I'm like, okay, I guess I'm not going to argue with this. And we get to talking, and it comes out that she's a single mom. She's got 3 jobs and all this stuff. And the only time I could actually see her was after her 3rd job. Like, the only time to see her that week was after her job. So we agreed where I would come to her job and I would help her kind of close down the bar at the end of the night or whatever. And then we would hang out at the bar across the street that was open later. So I'm already feeling confident. So I show up. She's outside smoking outside this little, pizza place or whatever it was. And I immediately walk up to her and I just go straight in for a makeout. I'm like, hey, let's start this off right. So that happened. She goes back inside. She sits me down at the bar. She introduces me to her coworkers and stuff. She's feeding me like free beers throughout the night as she's working. And I'm just chilling there, talking with her as she's working. And then, the place closes and she has to shut down the bar. So I help her. I help her wash dishes, and we swept up and all this stuff, and we hung out. And she was super nice and super polite the whole time that she was working. Now, the second we go to the bar across the street, everything flips like in an instant. Okay, so we go into this place. And we go up to the bar, and immediately, she jumps up in the lap of this dude that's sitting to the left of where I was sitting. I'm like, oh, great. Okay, I guess here we go. So she jumps up in this guy's lap, and I immediately spin my chair over to my right, and I start talking to the person over here. I'm like, hey, man, how's your night going? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm just being unreactive to the shit show that's going on over here, right? First time I met this girl, right? So anyway, she hops down off that guy's lap and she proceeds to play the mayor with all the dudes in the fucking bar. She's walking around talking to every single guy in there, blah, blah, blah. And so then I get done talking to the person over here, and then I switch back over to the guy whose lap she was just sitting on. I'm like, hey, what's up, man? I'm Benny, blah, blah, blah. And I just stay put, do my fucking thing, talk to the people in my little area. And eventually, she comes back over, we start talking, and then we go outside because the place is shutting down. I don't know what happened, but she eventually goes, you can leave, And I'm like, I just drove out here. I helped you close down the bar. You're like jumping up in these guys' lap. And I wasn't even reactive to it, right? I was just like chilling. And then she's rude to me. She's like, you can leave. And I knew better. I knew it was a shit test, right? She's trying to see what I was made of. So we're hanging outside of this bar. She tells me to leave. And I said, okay. And I start walking off. Get 10, 20 feet down the road. And then she's like, wait. And the rest is history. So a lot of people would feel disrespected or wouldn't want to put up with that kind of behavior. And I totally get that. But because I was able to remain unreactive and because I didn't take it personally, I was able to hang in there. We went home at the end of the night. And even the guy whose lap she jumped in didn't take her home. It was me. So all this happened because I was able to remain unreactive to the things that were happening in the environment that otherwise would have been triggering. I could have lectured to her like, hey, you can't jump up in this guy's lap. That's not cool. I drove out here and I helped you close. Me. But that's not what let me take her home for the night. If you can let things bounce off your shoulders and you can remain focused on the goal and operate in that environment and not take things personally, you have a lot more control over outcome. If your ex is, flying off the handle, they're pushing your buttons, they're doing things that make you feel disrespected, they're talking to other people, whatever, you can't react to it. The best way to create attraction is to remain unaffected, right? Insist on a certain vibe and have supporting actions that support the vibe that you're aiming for, right? That's your goal. Now, if you want my help getting your ex back, click here, set up a call, and I'll talk to you soon.